Okay, so we're just gonna do basically a play just on running straight up and just what type of passes to do for what type of runs. So basically the usual happens, a tag is just being made, the rollback takes place. Now what happens obviously when the rollback takes place is the defensive line, whilst they're 7 meters back, they start coming up, okay? Now, to get basically a good bit of pace when you're coming onto the ball, you want to be coming from deep. Okay, so once you see the dummy halves come, the dummy half on the ball, these players want to be running up, building up pace from deep. Okay, then the ball comes in. Now, what can sometimes happen a lot. Okay, now we talked earlier about just like running diagonal or basically straight across. Okay, so what's going to happen here is if you run straight across, what's going to happen when you're on the ball is you're going to run straight across, more like sidewards. Now, when you're running sidewards, you're giving the offensive line a lot more time to close up on you and your own offensive line, okay, as opposed to running straight at them. These two players here on the wing, and what you're going to find is you're just going to run the ball straight into them. You're bringing defenders in, and by running sidewards, you've actually allowed more or less allowed the marker to come back over and influence the defensive line. So what you find a lot of beginner teams is they're going to throw the ball in and there's just no space whatsoever for anybody to go into. Okay, so they're just running straight, the marker's here, and it's very hard even to get a pass off to the wing because there's just so little space to run through. Okay, so if we reset this play again and we're going to concentrate on running more of a straight line, okay, and we'll see how this goes, okay? So we're back at the start where we get the ball. Now instead of going this way or basically sideways, we're going to run straight at them, or we're going to even run slightly this way, right? So we'll try both scenarios. We're going to run straight first and we're going to see what happens this way, okay? So what's going to happen is the defensive line, not literally, but the defensive line is going to come up, okay, and line together. And basically, this man here, he's going to run straight. Okay, he's going to run straight down. His two attackers, his two teammates are going to be straight coming here as well. So what you're going to notice is by running straight, you can obviously try and take them on, as some players will. Now by running straight, the marker will be in the thick of the action now at this stage as well. She'll be coming over to make a tag. Okay, so by keeping a straight line, there's a much larger gap in between the two defenders. So if a pass was to take place, okay, so sometimes you might make a choice to like do a if you're going if the it's really up to like the receiver sometimes to make the call on where they're going because the attacker doesn't know where you're going. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to basically make a decision. All right, am I going here? So if you're going in this route here, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to burst you're going to burst onto the ball as fast as you can, okay, and it's going to be a later pass, okay, so the pass is going to be a bit later, so you hit it at full speed and go straight through. You don't want to give away your tricks too early, okay. Now an alternate run would have been to go this way, okay. Now in order to go that way, what you might need to do, okay, is before this pass even takes place, you might want to try and bait in your defender, okay? So you're going to sort of close the gap a bit, but now what you're going to do is you're going to once you make that move, you sort of fix your defender, you're going to burst out this way. Now, this call has to come a bit earlier, okay? Because the ball has a longer distance to travel, it's much more inclined to be intercepted. So it's up to the receiver here to decide when the call is made. So if you're going down this way, it's a later call. However, if you're going to go on the outside, you're going to have to call the ball earlier. So basically, instead of receiving the ball down here as you would for going down this route, you're going to say, oh, here, I need it now, give it to me now. You're going to hit the ball, hopefully coming onto a flat pass, coming on a pace. Okay, and we delete that, cut that. You're going to come on, hit that at pace, and then you're going to be able to run fast into this gap. But by fixing your defender and making that gap bigger, you're going to be more successful. Okay, now the next trick I wouldn't mind showing just has something to do with the basically the first defender here. We talked about running the straight run and running directly across. So what we might try and do next, these are the small tricks, okay? The next one, if I can get back to this stage. Okay, here we go here. Now, last time we ran straight down, okay? So we actually ran straight down, okay? But what we may do this time, if you have a sufficient distance away from the markers, you can run sort of an arced run, alright? So you're going to run sort of around and in. So you're going to run, you're going to arc, and then you're going to try and hit in here, just inside here, okay? And I'll tell you why you might do this, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to say, hopefully you'll have a far line, so you're going to reach these, draw these defenders nice and wide, okay? And this defender here be equally spaced, okay? So you're going, okay. The line comes up as it usually does. Okay, so you need somebody like relatively fast to do this, okay? Because the marker is starting to come over, you know, it's starting to come straight over. So what you're going to do is, instead of running across like we did in the first video, or even straight down, you're sort of just going to try and hit them in here. Okay, just on the near side of them, right? So you just want them to be slightly baited over, okay? Now it's very important for this marker here, you're going to be getting close to him, so it's a tight one to do, okay? So basically by fixing this marker, by doing a more arced run, you're basically creating space outside, so this is a wider gap than it would be otherwise, okay? So now you can just go, you can obviously, because you're going down, you're going a relatively short path, you need to be, this girl player here, as the case may be, needs to be a bit closer. Okay, and then you can see the gap is there, and then you can throw it over and try and burst through. Now, if we didn't run that straight line, okay, what would have happened there was we'd be further over here, this defender would be over here, and this gap would be narrower, and then hence you're less successful to get through. The odds are you won't get through, okay? So that's the problem with that, okay? So it's all about fixing your marker in a certain way and not running across the field, okay?